Welcome to another Boyish Rant. The story for this one is almost too good to be true, but it isn't. So in July of last year, John Llewellyn-Jones, which is about as fucking Welsh as it gets, was eating chips on a beach in Weston-super-Mare, when all of a sudden a seagull came down and started attacking him, wanting some of his fucking chips. Now John Llewellyn-Jones, bear with me here, in breach of the Wildlife and Countryside Act of 1981, grabbed that motherfucker by the leg and fucking smashed it against a wall as any of the rest of us would if we had fucking balls like this guy. So he threw it against a wall until it died. Presumably it would have just been the once. John Llewellyn-Jones is 64. In front of a bunch of bystanders and kids on the beach, which, obviously the RSPCA has kicked up a bit of a fuss about it. So North Somerset Magistrates Court has sentenced Llewellyn-Jones to a 12-week curfew between the time of 10 o'clock at night and 8 o'clock in the morning, meaning he has to be in his house for that time. So I guess no work as a night porter. He also has to pay £750 to the court and an £85 victim surcharge. Who the fuck's that fucking £85 going to? What, the fucking seagull's family? My only thought is that that's going to be one of the people who was standing by as watching this happen. So somebody must have just complained, I'm traumatised, I've seen a seagull be smashed against a wall, but I've also seen a seagull eat a fish whole. Just, like fucking Theresa May laughs. Just fish straight down the hole, man. I mean, they're both cunts. So now John Llewellyn-Jones, so Welsh, has to pay £85 to somebody who is upset that this happened, that they had to witness this with their eyes, which I can't imagine it would have been nice, but the dude's already got to pay £750. Like, any of us would have done the same if a fucking seagull was trying to get you chips, and they always fucking do. You know how I know this? Because seagulls are cunts. I've also been to the seaside and eaten chips, and they fucking round about you. They are worse than pigeons because they're fucking huge. So to curb the mass frenzy of feeding wild birds, the courts can now give you an antisocial behaviour order. They can give you a public space protection order. They can give you a community protection order. All of these things for feeding wild birds. It's a wild bird. There's loads of them. They're not endangered. So the RSPCA were quoted as saying, so this man cared for his chips more than he cared for this gull, and what he did was devastating and it was cruel and smashed it against a wall in front of bystanders and children. It's like, grow up. I mean, it's not the worst thing people could have seen. Have you seen a Serbian film? Now, of course, I'm not saying that we should be going out and fucking culling seagulls and culling pigeons en masse. Like, no, there's a natural way to do things. But the seagull should have known. Humans, we're smarter than them. And I think the RSPCA has shown a blatant disregard for animal welfare for this. Seagulls shouldn't be scavenging. Chips are not on their food chain. If there's so many of them that their food supply is not sufficient, then, numbers might need to go down. But seagulls are fucking everywhere. I live in a landlocked county, and there's fucking seagulls everywhere. They're a massive pain in the ass. My window's in like a small alleyway, and the window at the end, and they somehow managed to do it. It was like the impossible shot, like Luke on the Death Star. Just fucking, they used the Force, man, these cunts. And somebody who's going to be a guest on the Boyish Man Show podcast soon, Chris Harold, really nice guy. He's been attacked in this area by seagulls. He got it on film as well. I'll see if I can get him to bring it to the podcast. So the ending to all of this is that in the Wildlife and Countryside Act of 1981, there is a slight caveat in that if the bird is on your property, it's your responsibility to take care of it. Take care of it. Don't kill a pigeon on the street. Bring it to your front door. And if life ever gets you down, just do a Llewellyn-Jones and grab that motherfucker by the legs and smash it against the wall. Fuck it, pay the £750 surcharge. And, Nothing really matters because the world will burn and nobody will remember our legacy. So